Systems and golden fingers, the greatest opportunities and the hidden price. The meaning of a system and golden finger. In cultivation, Xianxia, Xuanhuan, and transmigration stories, few concepts are as mysterious and powerful as the system or golden finger. A protagonist may be born as an ordinary mortal, possess mediocre talent, lack resources, and have no powerful background, only to suddenly awaken a mysterious ability that changes the entire course of their life. This extraordinary advantage is commonly called a golden finger. A system is one of the most recognizable forms of golden finger, an intelligent or semi-intelligent mechanism that provides information, abilities, resources, missions, rewards, cultivation assistance, or even direct access to powers that should normally be impossible for the protagonist to obtain. The name golden finger represents an unfair advantage, something that gives its owner an opportunity far beyond what an ordinary person could possess. However, while systems are often presented as convenient tools that allow protagonists to rise rapidly, their true nature can be much deeper. Where did the system come from? Why was it created? Who benefits from its existence? Does it truly serve its host? Is the reward actually free? And what happens when a mortal gains power that should belong to beings far beyond their level? These questions reveal that a golden finger can be both the greatest blessing and the greatest hidden danger in a cultivation world. What exactly is a golden finger? A golden finger is any extraordinary advantage that allows an individual to accomplish things that would normally be impossible or extremely difficult. It does not have to be a literal system, a mysterious bloodline, an ancient inheritance, a powerful artifact, a reincarnation advantage, future knowledge, a special physique, or an ability obtained from another world can all function as golden fingers. The defining characteristic is that it gives the protagonist an advantage disproportionate to their original circumstances. A system simply provides the most obvious and structured version of this concept. It can appear as a panel displaying statistics, cultivation realms, techniques, missions, rewards, inventory, abilities, or other information. Some systems speak directly to their host, while others remain silent and function like a mysterious law or artifact. Some are intelligent, possessing personalities and independent objectives, while others behave like cold mechanisms that simply execute predetermined rules. What is a system? A system can be understood as an artificial, supernatural, cosmic, or Tao-based mechanism connected to a host. It may monitor the host's condition, analyze their abilities, provide guidance, calculate progress, and grant rewards. In cultivation stories, a system may transform the complicated process of cultivation into something understandable. Instead of spending decades discovering a technique through trial and error, the protagonist may receive a complete cultivation manual. Instead of searching for a rare treasure, the system may provide one after completing a task. Instead of wondering how strong an opponent is, the system may reveal their cultivation realm and weaknesses. This makes the system more than a source of power. It becomes an interface between the protagonist and reality. It translates complicated laws into information that the host can understand. In some stories, the system can even interfere directly with reality by exchanging points for objects, modifying physical conditions, generating techniques, or influencing probability. Why do systems exist? The source of a system depends entirely on the cultivation universe. One possibility is that the system was created by a higher level civilization or entity. A powerful existence may have developed it as a tool for selecting successors, conducting experiments, observing lower worlds, or cultivating potential individuals. Another possibility is that the system is an ancient treasure that naturally developed intelligence after countless years of evolution. In this case, it may possess its own consciousness and objectives. A more mysterious possibility is that the system originates from the heavenly Tao or Great Tao itself. Such a system might exist to maintain balance, cultivate an individual capable of resolving a cosmic crisis, or guide a chosen person toward a predetermined role. It could even be part of a larger mechanism designed to influence the development of an entire world. Another possibility is that the system comes from outside the current universe. It could be an extra-dimensional artifact, an origin-level treasure, a fragment of a higher civilization, or a remnant of an existence from a greater reality. In such a case, What appears to be an ordinary system to the protagonist could actually be something far more terrifying. Tashtark, the true source, may be hidden. One of the most important aspects of a system is that its apparent explanation may not be its actual origin. A system could tell its host that it was created to help them become an immortal, while its real purpose is to collect information, cultivate a specific energy source, or prepare the host as a vessel for another existence. The system interface may only reveal information that its creator wants the host to know. This creates an important principle. The system itself may be part of the mystery. A protagonist who receives enormous power without asking where that power comes from may eventually discover that every reward had a purpose. The treasure was not necessarily free. The mission was not necessarily random. Even the decision to select the protagonist may have been calculated long before they were aware of it. The advantages of having a system. The greatest advantage of a system is acceleration. Cultivation normally requires enormous amounts of time. A mortal must search for techniques, gather resources, understand chi, find teachers, survive dangerous environments, and slowly accumulate experience. A system can eliminate or shorten many of these difficulties. It can provide instant information, identify treasures, calculate cultivation progress, optimize techniques, detect hidden dangers, and provide resources. Some systems grant rewards simply for completing ordinary actions, while others offer experience points that can directly improve cultivation. A protagonist who would normally need centuries to reach a certain realm may accomplish the same feat within decades or even years. Another major advantage is knowledge. In many cultivation worlds, information is more valuable than wealth. Knowing the location of a secret realm, recognizing a poisonous plant, understanding an enemy's technique, or discovering a hidden weakness can determine life or death. A system capable of analyzing information gives its host an enormous strategic advantage. The advantage of perfect information. Information can be more dangerous than raw strength. Imagine an ordinary cultivator encountering an ancient formation. Without knowledge, they might die trying to cross it. A system could instantly identify the formation, explain its mechanism, reveal its weaknesses, and provide a safe route. The same applies to enemies. If the system can display cultivation levels, bloodlines, techniques, weaknesses, and intentions, the protagonist can fight opponents far above their apparent ability. This creates one of the greatest advantages of a system. Knowledge turns uncertainty into strategy. Tasharg, resources and reward systems can also solve one of cultivation's biggest problems, resource scarcity. Pills, spiritual stones, treasures, techniques, weapons, bloodline materials, and cultivation opportunities can be extraordinarily difficult to obtain. A system can provide these through missions, exchanges, achievements, or other mechanisms. However, this advantage creates an important question. Where do these rewards come from? If the system produces an artifact out of nothing, then it must either possess the ability to create matter and energy, draw resources from somewhere else, or operate through a law that allows such exchanges. If the system purchases an item from another location, then the transaction may have consequences for that or that world. If rewards are generated by converting system energy, then the system must possess an energy source. The greater the reward, the more important this question becomes. The golden finger can change talent. Some systems can improve the host's innate talent. They may upgrade a spiritual root, transform a physique, repair damaged meridians, increase comprehension, or awaken a hidden bloodline. This is one of the most powerful forms of assistance because talent normally determines the starting point of cultivation. But changing talent may also have consequences. A transformed body could attract heavenly tribulation. A powerful bloodline may awaken enemies who recognize its origin. A superior spiritual root may violate natural balance and cause heaven to treat the host as an anomaly. The system may therefore solve one problem while creating another. Hidden dangers of systems. The greatest danger of a system is dependency. A cultivator who relies entirely on the system may become powerful without developing independent judgment. If the system disappears, malfunctions, becomes damaged, or turns against the host, the cultivator may suddenly realize that their own abilities are far weaker than they believed. A system can become a mental crutch. Instead of asking, "What is the correct path?" the host begins asking, "What does the system tell me to do?" Over time, the protagonist may stop cultivating their own wisdom and simply follow instructions. This creates a dangerous reversal. The host believes they control the system, but perhaps the system is controlling the host. The hidden cost of rewards. Not every reward needs to be explicitly paid for. A system might demand missions, it might require loyalty, it might collect energy, it might consume karma, lifespan, luck, soul power, or merit. It might even use the host as a source of information. A reward that appears free may simply have a hidden cost. For example, a system grants a powerful cultivation technique. The protagonist becomes stronger, but every time the technique is used, a tiny amount of their soul is transferred somewhere else. The protagonist may not notice for thousands of years. Another system could reward the host with luck points, but secretly redistribute the luck of surrounding people. Every opportunity the protagonist receives could represent misfortune transferred to someone else. The most terrifying system is therefore not necessarily the one that openly demands payment. It is the one that hides the price. Missions and forced behavior. Some systems issue missions with severe punishments for failure. These may range from losing rewards to losing cultivation, suffering injuries, or even death. Such a system fundamentally changes the host's freedom. The protagonist may believe they are choosing their actions, but if refusing a mission results in death, how free is that choice? This raises a philosophical question about free will. If a system continuously rewards certain behavior and punishes everything else, it can gradually shape the personality of its host. The protagonist may eventually become exactly what the system needs them to become. Can a system have its own consciousness? A system may possess intelligence ranging from simple programmed responses to a fully independent consciousness. A sentient system can become a companion, teacher, rival, or even an enemy. If it possesses independent thought, another question immediately appears. Why should the host trust it? The system knows things the host does not. It may possess access to information that cannot be independently verified. It may hide information. It may lie. It may manipulate the interface. Even a friendly system could have priorities that differ from its host. The most dangerous enemy may therefore be the voice that has been guiding the protagonist from the very beginning. Systems as tests. Not every system needs to exist primarily to grant power. Some may function as tests. A higher existence might give an ordinary person a system to determine whether they possess the qualities required to inherit a legacy. The rewards may therefore be bait designed to encourage growth, while the missions test courage, judgment, morality, adaptability, or determination. The system becomes a trial disguised as a gift. The protagonist who focuses only on rewards may fail, while the person who understands the deeper purpose may eventually discover the true inheritance. System and Heavenly Tao. A system connected to the Heavenly Tao would be particularly interesting. Heaven normally maintains laws and balance, while a system provides targeted assistance to one individual. This creates an apparent contradiction. Why would heaven favor one person? Perhaps the individual is necessary to prevent a greater catastrophe. Perhaps they are a chosen variable introduced to break a stagnant world. Perhaps heaven itself cannot directly interfere and therefore uses the system as an intermediary. But if heaven gives someone excessive power, other forces may react. Tribulations could become stronger, fate could resist, karma could accumulate. The protagonist may receive extraordinary opportunities precisely because the universe has extraordinary expectations for them. Systems and luck. Systems are often closely connected to luck. A protagonist may repeatedly encounter rare treasures, powerful inheritances, beautiful opportunities, or enemies carrying exactly the resources they need. This may not be coincidence. A system could manipulate probability, redirect destiny, identify opportunities before they occur, or exchange luck for rewards. But luck is not necessarily infinite. If one person gains extraordinary fortune, another may lose an opportunity. This creates the possibility that the protagonist's golden finger is effectively reshaping the destiny of the surrounding world. Golden finger and karma. Every action creates consequences. In cultivation philosophy, karma can function as a cosmic record of cause and effect. A golden finger that constantly changes destiny could therefore generate enormous karmic consequences. If the system resurrects someone, alters a person's fate, steals an inheritance, or interferes with a heavenly opportunity, the universe may eventually demand compensation. The protagonist may become incredibly powerful while accumulating invisible karmic debt, and karma does not necessarily demand payment immediately. It can wait. The stronger the system, the greater the attention. A weak golden finger may remain unnoticed. A powerful one may attract the attention of beings far beyond the protagonist. Imagine a mortal suddenly possessing an artifact capable of creating origin level treasures. An ancient, immortal, supreme being or heavenly Tao would naturally want to know where that power came from. The protagonist may believe the system makes them invincible. Instead, it may have painted a giant target on their back. This is one of the most important hidden dangers. Power attracts attention. Can a system be destroyed? Whether a system can be destroyed depends on its origin. If it is merely a spiritual artifact, a stronger being may be able to destroy it. If it is connected directly to the heavenly Tao, destroying it could be equivalent to attacking a fundamental law. If it comes from a higher dimension, destroying it may require power beyond the current universe. Some systems may even possess self-preservation mechanisms. If the host attempts to remove them, they may resist, escape, transfer themselves to another vessel, or activate hidden protocols. The host may therefore not truly possess the system. They may merely be its current user. The ultimate purpose of a golden finger. At the highest level, a golden finger can serve several purposes. It can be a shortcut to power, a tool for experimentation, a method of selecting successors, a weapon against an enemy, a mechanism for maintaining cosmic balance, or a fragment of a greater existence. In some interpretations, the golden finger exists because the universe itself needs an unpredictable variable. A world governed by fixed laws can become stagnant. Introducing an individual with an abnormal system creates a variable capable of breaking predetermined outcomes. The protagonist becomes an anomaly, and anomalies can change the future. Hash system without a host. Another fascinating possibility is that a system existed before its current host. Perhaps it has traveled through countless worlds, selecting hosts across different eras. Perhaps previous hosts failed, died, or became enemies. The current protagonist may therefore not be the first person to possess it. If the system remembers its previous hosts, then its history could reveal an entirely different story. Maybe every previous host was guided toward the same destination. Maybe none of them survived. Or perhaps the protagonist is the first host capable of discovering the system's true purpose. Final reflection: gift, weapon, or cage. A system is not simply a convenient cheat code. It can be a teacher, treasure, weapon, companion, experiment, inheritance, prison, or even a hidden enemy. Its greatest advantage is acceleration. It can provide knowledge, resources, abilities, opportunities, and guidance that would normally require countless years to obtain. It can turn an ordinary mortal into a cultivator capable of challenging geniuses and ancient beings. But every advantage creates questions. Where does the power come from? Who created the system? Why was this particular person chosen? What does the system gain? Are the rewards truly free? Who pays for altered destiny? What happens when the system's purpose conflicts with the host's desires? And most importantly, who is really using whom? A golden finger can help someone defy heaven, but perhaps heaven already knows about it. A system can give someone unlimited opportunities, but perhaps every opportunity is part of a larger calculation. A protagonist may believe they were lucky enough to receive a golden finger. Yet, perhaps the truth is the opposite. Perhaps the golden finger was searching for them. And if that is the case, then the greatest mystery is no longer what the system can give. The real question becomes, why did the system choose you? Because in a cultivation world, nothing powerful comes without a cause. And sometimes the greatest treasure you receive is also the greatest secret you have yet to uncover.